Hey, what's up, people? It's me, Shin Black, and I have a special guest, which is...
Rhiandoll, or people normally call me Rhi or Riri, so whatever takes your fancy. Follow me, Twitch TV/Rhiandoll, guys.
Damn, this girl didn't even waste time with like her plug. What?
I had to beat Young Nike to
it. Damn, Nike, your ass got beat to the punch. Whoop. Well,
girls rule, boys drool.
Hey.
Hey, I said what I said. Period. T.
Oh my God. You know what? Okay, so you see, I feel already attacked and discriminated against. But regardless, discriminations and sexism aside, here, me and Riri out here, we finna go ahead and just talk about, basically some stories that we have encountering, like relationships and flirting and all that type of stuff at the workplace. You know what I mean? From bad dates, from bad hookups to just creepy ass people around at the jobs. Hey, we got some stories. Me and her were talking about this shit. Yeah, exactly. Like me and her were talking about this shit like not too long ago, and I was like, yo, why don't I just record this and put it on YouTube? And here we are.
No names though, no names.
Okay,
We're just gonna go with the stories, no names.
Well, you can use no names. I'm finna can put some people on blast today. But yeah, I kind of figured it since that, we was talking about it earlier, might as well go ahead and cut on the recorder, put this shit on YouTube. So, hey, you guys got another Black Room podcast episode. So, here you are. You're welcome. But regardless...
Make sure to like and subscribe the video.
Oh, you are so sweet. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for that. So, with all the plugs out the way, let's get right on to the story. Now, before I cut on the recording, you was telling me about how there was some guy at your workplace. So let's start with that.
Okay, so I used to work in retail, and this new guy joined. So where I was working, he was working opposite me on the same floor, so we could always see each other. He was so hot, like literally so fucking hot. Like girls would stare at him when he walked past. He was a bit short, but the looks made up for it, you know what I mean?
Damn. Damn, she already shitting on short niggas. Boy, this discrimination for Rihanna over here, bro.
Listen, but he played me, so I'm entitled to do this,
Okay. Well, good, continue on.
Okay, so obviously he's really hot, all the girls after him, blah, 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 blah. I don't know how. Oh, wait, yes, I do. Basically, I kept on getting one of my colleagues to go take stuff from his concession and bring it over to me, so then I could bring it back when it's more quiet and then get some time with him, you know what I mean? I had to slide in the DMs IRL. So I did that, talked to him, got to know him a little bit, and we went home. We walked home after the shift. I didn't go back to his house. We just went to the bus stop, whatever. Anyway, we started talking, we started texting, we had some fun in the fitting rooms. Wait, how explicit are we gonna get with this?
Tell as much as you want to say. I mean, you ain't saying his name, so it ain't like you're gonna be telling too much of your business, so just tell.
I mean, true. True.
Yeah, so tell the deets, homie, tell the deets.
So yeah, he was feeling me, I was feeling him, all that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. We'd sneak into the fitting room, have a little kiss in the stock room, little cheeky hand job in the fitting room, and then he came all over the mirrors, and I was like, oh shit, okay.
And then a cheeky hand job in the mirror. Continue. No.
He literally went all over the mirror.
Jesus.
And yeah, and I had to go get tissues, because obviously, we can't leave it like that because customers go in there to try on their clothes. And I had a bit on my hand, so I had my hand behind my back, and I went to his manager. I'm like, excuse me, have you got any tissues? And he's like, why? And I had to think on my feet. I'm like, somebody had a problem in the fitting room, and they require some tissues, please. And so he gave me a whole pack of tissues. I'm like, thank you. You go in there, We both were cleaning it up and left like nothing happened.
I mean,
Anyway.
y'all did use some glass cleaner, right? Cause that shit's it gonna be smeared.
Glass cleaner.
Yeah, y'all. I mean, y'all did use some glass cleaner, right? Cause them children are being smeared on that fucking mirror, bro.
Oh hell no! We just left it and ran.
Oh, y'all British niggas grimy out here, bro.
No, okay. There were multiple things, yeah, and like there's a corridor you have to go down. So because it was like nobody was really there, the manager was outside. He didn't know which fitting room we were in. Like he didn't even know that we were in the same one. You know what I mean? Like he thought I was with a customer. So it's like, you know, do we actually come clean? Do we just ignore it? We chose to ignore it and go about our day.
Gotcha.
So, you know, all that. So we've been doing that for like a couple months, I think. We're taking it slow and he was texting each other. And I was like, I really want to be in a relationship with you. Like, I really like you. We have good vibes. Da, da, da. And he was like, no, like in a French accent. Like, no. We cannot do that. Like, proper, like, I can't do a French accent. Like, it's like proper French, you know? Like, croissant, baguette. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I can't do that because, like, I was still a virgin at the time. So he was like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, you know, you're not ready for this. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. I am ready. Let me at the dick. Like, I'm so ready for this. Right. And then he's like, no. I'm doing this to protect you. Like, you're a good girl. I don't want to hurt you. And I'm like, man, this is some bullshit. Like, literally, you've been saying I'm the perfect girl, but you don't want to get with me. Like, what? Why?
Right.
And then we all have name badges at work, right? And I actually forgot mine a few times, so I just used someone else's. And one day I had my name badge on, and you know, it's a normal day, and this girl comes just looking for jeans and whatnot. She's really cute. Like, she's cute. She had a nice little, a sexy little French accent. And I'm like, she's really cute. She kind of like my height. She's really pretty. So obviously when people come into the store, we have to greet them, ask them how they're doing, blah, blah. They don't really care. And most of the times they tell us to fuck off, but we have to do it anyway. So I go up to her because, you know, she's like browsing, and I'm like, oh, hey, do you need any help? Can I get you any sizes or anything? She's like, oh yeah, I'm looking for a jeans for my boyfriend. He's really short. I'm like, oh no, we can get it taken up. We've got a tailor, in-house tailor, whatever. So, you know, if you find anything you like, just shout me and let me know if you need any help. I'm like, I'm totally here. Like, just, you know, whatever. And then she's like, oh, okay, thank you. And she turned around, turned back to me, and she's like, do you know insert guy's name here? And I was like, oh my God, yeah, I know him. And then she goes, yeah, he's my boyfriend. Oh my God, my heart just shattered. I didn't know. Yo, bro, Shin, I didn't know she was going to beat me the fuck up or just hug me and be like a sister friend to me. And I was like, you know what? I need to play it safe. Like, I'm on the shop floor. There are customers here. I could not have a fight, and I don't know how to fight. I'm like, okay, what do I do? So I started crying.
I feel so bad for fucking laughing right now.
I was like, oh my God, okay, what do I do? And I was like, what? His girlfriend, he didn't tell me he had a girlfriend. And she's like, yeah, for 4 years. But I started crying. I was like, okay, quick, fake cry. And then I started crying. And then she came up and hugged me. She hugged me. And I'm like, okay, we can roll with this. Like, what do I do? So I hugged her back and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know, which honestly I didn't. Like, he did not tell me he had a whole ass girlfriend. And my manager and literally everyone was like, are you okay? I'm like, can you just give me a few minutes, guys? And then I literally put my acting up on 100. And she put her arm around me and she was so nice about it. She was no, it's not you, it's his fault. Which made me feel better. So then I eased up on the fake crying and I just got real with her. I'm like, listen, I'm so sorry. I didn't know he had a girlfriend. Otherwise, I wouldn't have, you know, done anything. And she put her arm around me and, you know, we went for a walk around and we just talked. And she was so nice. She was literally such a sweetheart. And she told me she'd moved from France to be with him. Like, and they've been together for 4 years. They live together. And he out here, like...
Yeah, for real.
Playing everyone. Because the thing is, I see him around the store with, like, random girls that don't look like her.
Right.
And I told her, girl, you need to put your man in check. Because I see him around the store with different women, like, real close. And they don't look like you. So I know for sure it wasn't you. So you better keep him in check. And then, we had like a, half an hour discussion, just talking. And he was actually on a late shift, so he hadn't started yet. And she was calling him, but he didn't pick up. And he started, he got on the shop floor. And we were going to go see him. Like, we were going to go do that thing where we link arms and then, you know, start shit and then leave.
Mm-hmm.
But shit got really busy, so
nope.
It was quite it was very unsatisfying because we really wanted to go over there. Like, we actually did to talk to his manager, and I think his manager knew because I don't know, maybe he knew like he was seeing other girls or whatever, because we were both linking arms and we were like, hey, is XYZ in? And then the manager was like, no, he's on. And he was like stuttering. Oh, he's on the late shift. He's not here yet. And I reckon the manager told him because he didn't even show up. He was meant to be on a late shift, but like I know he got real busy. We were gonna wait because he was literally like, he's gonna start in like 5-10 minutes. But shit got busy. I had to go, but I told her, I'm like, listen, when he comes in, come get me, and then we can go see him. But yeah, man didn't even show up. So yeah, that's it. I wish it had a more interesting ending, like we went to fuck some shit up, but we didn't. Yeah,
it seemed like to me somebody's a snitch. You know what I mean?
I know. I just
somebody snitching. He was like, yeah, I gotta go.
Yep, I know. But you know what? If she does randomly stumble upon this video, I hope she's doing okay. I think her name was oh shit, I forgot her name. Melody. I think it was Melody. Melody from France. If you're randomly on this video, I hope you're doing well.
Well, hey. Well, on one hand, at least he finally got exposed. I'm pretty sure she might have ran to him sooner or later, and you know, and there was probably some price to pay for all that. So I'm pretty sure he probably got his come up.
He got castrated, honestly. Like, he needs to lose that dick because he'd be putting it in anything and everything. But like, you know, that was the guy that broke my heart. So then ever since then, I kind of just been playing the field. That's why I've got thing 1 to thing 7 on my phone. Like,
thing 1, 2, 3 through 7.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I remember you telling me that before I started the whole recording thing. So you want to explain that again for the people that are now tuning in?
Oh well, basically, I was a serial dater to the point where I had like a roster. Oh, I don't know, rota? I don't know what you Americans call it. I think you guys call it a roster.
A roster, rotation.
Yeah, I had like a rotation and several guys that I'd date. But it just got to the point, like I had one called shrimp dick, free food, man whore, like asshole, like all of that. But then it just got to the point where it's like, I can't be bothered to think of more nicknames. So I literally just have like thing 1, thing 2, thing 3, thing 4, all the way down to thing 7. And I just rotate them as and when.
So with all those nicknames, there's one that stands out to me. Why's that one motherfucker called Shrimp Dick?
Because it was shriveled up like a shrimp.
Okay. All right.
Like, hey, I didn't even do anything. Like, he just whacked it out, and I'm like, oh shit.
Wow, that dude didn't waste no fucking time, huh?
He didn't, but he didn't get nothing. I literally was just like, yeah, nah, not happening, buddy. Sorry.
Damn.
And then he's like, oh, okay. And then, you know, put it back in its shell.
Oh, fuck. Damn. So that wasn't even a shrimp dick. That motherfucker had a clam dick. Just put it inside. And he had a turtle dick. Like, uh-oh.
Yeah. I mean, it was
Teenage
tiny. You know, have you heard that song Chris Brown did with, what's his name? It was called Freaky Friday.
The movie?
No, the song, Chris Brown, and I forgot the other guy's name.
I know about the song, but I don't remember it that well.
Yeah. One of the wait. I'm gonna Google the lyrics because that shit was freaking hilarious, and it was very similar to what happened. Because it's like, one of them little tiny dicks that was just like patched up on his balls like that.
Hey man, sometimes people are a grower, not a shower, and maybe he just forgot that he's not a shower, he's a grower.
Yeah. No.
But I will say though, and for all the dudes out here that are tuning into this shit, if you are a dude and you talking to a chick and you find her hot, like, you know what I mean, to where you just want to bend that bitch right over the table, the thing that I would like to say is that if you're trying to do that, the best way to increase your chances of success is to not just immediately flash out your dick. I know there's dudes that will just send chicks that they just been talking to for like a week or less. They'll start sending them pictures of like their dick for some reason.
Yep, that is like the worst thing you could do, like, ever. It's unsolicited dick pics are just not needed, ever. Like, ever. Unless you're like together for a long time and stuff, then sure. But if you don't know the person, dick is just dick. Like, it all looks the same, honestly. Yeah, you can categorize them. You can categorize the dicks. Facts. Because you got like the turtleneck ones, you got the normal ones, you got the short ones, fat ones. Like you can literally have a wall of dicks and then have like categories that each dick will fit into. That's unless it's your dick, then it's something else. Then it's special.
Right, exactly. It's kind of like how do you can say it is for titties, right? There's all kinds of titties. You got the lopsided ones, you got the sunny side up titties, you got the ones where it's like bitch back in a bra. But the thing is that when you actually feel something for that person, they can have a flat chest and you'll still think that her chest is amazing because you got emotional attachment.
This is so true. Like, the guy could be the ugliest thing in the world, but when you love them and you care for them and you have the attachment, then they just become perfect looking. Exactly. It's kind of like suddenly, basically, some stuff that you would see as a quote-unquote flaw, you don't even mind it because you got feelings for that person. Like, for example, there's this chick that I was dating. She got a flat chest and everything like that. But did I give a fuck? But was the booty big though?
I mean, to be honest with you, she had a flat ass too.
Oh.
Yeah, for real. This chick had like no chest, no ass. She was just, you know what I mean, no curves at all. But, however though, aside from all of that, she was still a good person. You know what I mean? She was still a good person. You know what I mean? Like, she would wash my clothes and I didn't even have to say shit. Sometimes she would make food. Whenever I would play games, she would sit down and would talk to me, not even trying to take attention. She would just sit down and just chill, just talk. You know what I mean? Like, she was a good person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And things like that. So then, basically, it went from, oh man, how in the hell I get involved with a chick with no fucking curves, bro? Like, no ass, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Suddenly, it kind of went from, you know what, man, she is all right. You know what I mean? And I kept, and I kept talking to her. And everything like that. Now, as time went on, I would make some things like, hey, you need to do some squats. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you need to do some squat. Hey, I'm going to the gym. You trying to come with? Hey, okay, you came with me to the gym. Now, there's the squat rack. There is the Stairmaster. You kind of feel me? Or sometimes I'll be like, here's some food you need to eat. It's going to make you fat. But it's okay. When you go to the gym, that fat's going to be put into some muscle in certain areas, like the thighs, girl. Like, don't worry, I'm finna make you thick. You know what I mean?
Hate her though. You're still trying to change her. Like, I don't have a type, but if my guy, if I like guys that look like fucking Jason Momoa and Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but then the guy I end up with is like fucking Tiger. That's just who I end up with. I'm not gonna make him look like Jason Momoa. Like, you can't change them. You just gotta love them for what they are and make do with what you got.
Exactly, but the thing is that I wasn't trying to change her whole personality in the ways that she was. I was just kind of like, I want to make you into a better version of yourself and what you could, because I tell people all the time, so this does come as a surprise to chicks, like, a real turn on for me is when I see girls that take care of their bodies. You feel me? So when I see, you know what I mean, they don't even gotta be a gym goer. If I just see that they will just occasionally, like, do some push-ups, or they'll occasionally go for a jog or something, and then they come back from the jog and I see that they're all too sweaty, I don't know, for some reason I'll be like, that's hot. You know what I mean? Because they taking care of their body. I don't know, man. I mean, it's just me. Like, if I did have a type, I would say it's women that got that type of fit build. You know what I'm talking about? To where
athletic, six-pack, and proper defined muscles and that, right?
It don't gotta be super defined muscles, but as long as I know that they will work on their body to a certain point. Like, you know, they don't gotta have abs, but when I know that they work on their body and they look fit, that's my shit there. You know what I mean?
Okay, so what if someone was physically perfect, like you were attracted to them, but then their personality was shit? Okay,
because that leads right into one of the stories I have. That leads right into the stories I have, so I'll jump right into it. Good thing. That's a good transition, by the way. That's a good segue. So, and my type of story here, and relating to this, people at the workplace and everything like that, and all the shit that comes with it. There was a chick right now I stay in Colorado, right? Here, right in the States. So, when I first moved out here to Colorado, there was a chick that I had a job with and everything like that. Now, mind you, it was my first day when I had a job there. It was at Sonic's Drive-In. You know what I mean? And if you don't know what Sonic Drive-In is pretty much a fast food place to where people can drive up with their cars and park, and we bring the food to them. Sometimes it's with girls that ride to bring the food with them while they carrying the tray. They'll ride to the people on roller skates.
Okay, right. Oh, is it like a 60s diner?
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much just like that. You know, so they would either walk or they'll roller skate to the people and bring them their food. And that's what the Sonic Drive-In is. I was just a fucking cook, bro. So no roller skating for my black ass. So I'm in the back of the kitchen now, I'm cooking everything like that. It's my first day. And when I go out for my break, you know, for like the break for lunch, I sit down by myself. And while I'm sitting there by myself, there's this girl that just immediately just comes up and sits right by me. And she just like, hi, you must be new. Like, no shit, motherfucker. But yeah. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, I'm new. And I see her, right? Her face, not the best of faces.
Wow.
Not the best of faces. She kind of looked like maybe her mom and dad was probably related. Just saying.
Oh my god.
Just saying, you know what I mean? She looked like a little bit touched in the face. But her body though, bro, she had some big fucking titties. She had her waist was like fucking thin. Her hips were popping. She had thighs. Bro, like her body was on point. I don't know if you heard of this term before, but she was a butterface.
Butterface?
Butterface, yup. Where
is that like being butters, where they look ugly?
Well, yeah, she's a butterface where everything looks good but her head. Yeah, everything looks good but her face, man. So, yep, she's a butterface there. So, yeah, bro. But her body was on point and everything. So she talking to me and everything like that. And I noticed that like she's kind of like, you know, you can see that her eyes are going down and up to where she's checking me out pretty much. And she
wanted the dick.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Lord, did I know how much she wanted that dick, because he gets crazy. So, basically, she out here just eyeballing me down. So, I already know what the game is. I'm like, yo, this chick's is eyeballing me. She all up in my face talking. You know what I mean? And when I'm cooking in the back, she like, hey, do you need some help there? You know what I mean? Saying here like, nah, I'm good. It's my first day. I'll learn the shit. You know what I mean? And so when the thing is done, I realize that kind of like she wants to give me a ride home and shit like that. And so I'm like, okay, cool. You can give me a ride home. And she's like, can I get a hug or something? I'm just like, okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. And then basically from that point, I was just kind of like, okay, yeah, this girl got something for me. So I was still playing it cool though, you know what I mean? I would go to work, she would be in my face, talking to me, kikiing, and people was telling me, hey bro, so like, you're talking to her or something now? And I'm just like, no, not really, she just be talking to me. And they just like, well, you need to be careful, bro, because like, that girl kind of a hoe. And I'm just sitting here like, really? So inside my mind, it even went from she kind of a hoe. For me, it was kind of like, oh shit, so free pussy? Like, you gotta feel me? So my dumb ass back in the day, you know what I mean? We just kind of like all that type of shit, right? So I pretty much just kind of see what's going on with that. So as time goes on, and once they tell me that you're on and everything, I started to low-key flirt back now. I was like, yeah, haha. So basically I was just kind of like, hey, you seem like a cool person, and everything like that. Well, we should talk a little bit more and maybe try to hang out outside of work, you know? And she just kind of like, okay, well, can I get your number then so I can pick you up or something like that? And I'm just like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, okay, cool. So here's my number. And she's like, okay, I'll send you a text so you know it's me, blah, blah, blah. So we were setting up a time to where she was just talking about just going to a place to eat. And she was just going to pay for my shit. And I was like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? So during that time, I was still in a relationship and everything. So, me being me...
How could it cheat?
Well, you see, here's the thing, though. When I knew what was going on, see, the thing about dating me is that people know that I keep shit real. So when I was talking to the girl that I was dating around at the time, I was telling her essentially like, hey, listen, this shit's going on and I don't know if I'm gonna fuck her or not, but I'm just letting you know I might need to get a little bit some of that permission that it's okay just in case something happens. You know what I mean? Because that's some shit that I talk to. You know what I mean? So they can pretty much just be like, no, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? They can pretty much be like, no, fuck that. And I'll probably like, well, I guess they ain't happening. I try to at least still respect the person I'm dating. But at the same time, I don't want to hide shit from them either.
Yeah.
So I would just tell them. Except in the future, because in the future, I dated some bitches that just pissed me off. So I was like, bro, I'm finna fuck all the kind of girls. I ain't telling you shit. But in this particular thing, I respected the girl enough to at least keep it real and tell her what might go on. So if things happen, do I get the green light? I managed to get the green light. Just in case something was going to happen. What you mean, wow? Okay, that's called communication.
I mean, I'm props to her, because if my man's asked me that, I would just cut him loose. Well, hey. Hey, to each their own, isn't it? I'm just saying, if my guy be after other bitches, he can have other bitches. Like, he ain't have to be.
Yeah, but as you know what I mean, like, back then, though, that was just the type of dude that I was. I was a fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like, I can honestly say, compared to how the way I was those years ago, to how the way I am now, it's like almost two different people with how the way I go about shit with girls now. You know what I mean? But back then, I was just on a whole thing where it's kind of like, I was just being a horn dog. You know what I mean? I was just a full horn dog. I don't think I necessarily matured in that type of sense back, you know what I mean, that time ago. Because, you know what I mean? Because I had a problem with commitment, to be honest with you.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, I just had a problem with commitment. So while I would be dating chicks, I still had a problem saying no when some other chicks would come through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, I get you.
Yeah, whereas nowadays, I got better maturity when it comes to saying no and refusing certain type of things. But at the same time, I've been in a lot of rough relationships, which I probably will tell in the future because, good lord. You know what I mean? And it low-key made me not even trust girls these days, to be honest with you, where it's like, man. But I guess it's probably just karma for how much of a dog I was back in the day. But however, though, in this particular thing, I got the green light, right? So I kept that in mind. So basically, this girl around at the work, she took me someplace to eat, and we're just talking inside her car, eating and everything, right? We're just making conversation, and she just kind of like, you know, obviously like saying like certain shit where she's trying to to tell me, hey, it's okay to touch me. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, she didn't come out and say it, but you can just tell what she was saying. She was just kind of like, what?
Body language, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, my whole thing is just kind of like, I like it when girls are more blunt and it's like, yo, listen, this is what I'm trying to do. I'll be like, ooh, shit. You know what I mean? Because I kind of like the bluntness. I kind of like the straightforward shit because it's like...
I mean, that works for a lot of guys, to be honest. Like, all the guys I've hit on, I usually get their number and then we date for a little bit until I get bored. It works.
Right, exactly. I just like the bluntness. I don't like this whole beating around the bush, playing games. And like, maybe I like you, maybe I don't. Woo-woo. Like, I would beat your ass. You know what I mean? Like,
no, but like, I don't understand. Like, okay, some girls just like to play the game in it, but why do all that when you could just get to the point?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So just get to the damn point type of shit. And so, basically, it got to a point where I caught enough hints and everything like that, and I was just kind of like, hey, yo, I wonder how soft your thighs are. And she's like, ha ha, whatever like that. So I didn't even try to wait for consent, nigga. I just put my hand on her fucking thigh, and like she flipped at me like about fucking time. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Because she kept on telling me about like how she used to be a gymnast. You know, she used to be a gymnast. She used to basically, be so super flexible, and because she used to do sports, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So she used to have she used to do gymnastics, and she was flexible. And
like she could do the splits on the deck kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And because she used to do sports, that now her body just got to the point where it is now, to where she kind of, you know what I mean? To where like she is now, to where she got like some muscle on her thighs and shit like that, and like I should probably... and like sooner or later she gotta show me how strong her thighs are or something. And I'm sitting here like, okay, well, let me test them damn thighs then, so let me touch. So I'll get the thighs, and sure enough, there was some thick thighs, motherfucker. Like my hand was kind of, you know what I mean? My hand was just kind of like in heaven, nigga. Like those some good fucking thighs. And then before I know it, I see her face, and her face is like flushed to where you can just tell right now that like she's ready for dick. You know what I mean? Like you can just tell by her face the way she's like, oh yeah, I need this nigga dick. You know what I mean? Because mind you, because mind you and everything, and this will be a twist later on, don't worry. So essentially I touch that thing, she got turned on, and she just immediately pushes me away, and then she immediately reaches down for my pants, and I'm like, oh, I guess it's on. And we was in a parking lot in public. Like there was still cars around us in that parking lot of that food area. And she basically fucked me in that car. Like she got right on top, and I know that car was bouncing, nigga. But yeah, dude. So she fucking ran inside that car and everything like that. And she just kind of like, oh my god, I never had black guy before. And I'm just sitting here like,
oh wow.
And I'm sitting here just kind of like, I'm glad to satisfy your curiosity. You know what I mean, or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Because even it's weird to me. Like, why you got to bring up the race for? Like, okay, is this your first black dick? Congratulations. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, maybe she just wanted to take it off the list,
Yeah, probably so. And that's what I thought. Because she kept on mentioning during the whole type of time that we were talking about how, she never dated black dudes, which of course is obvious type of hinting. Like, you can't talk to a black dude and be like, oh, I never dated a black dude, I've always been curious, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like this kind of, oh, I get it. And you're talking to me because you're trying to satisfy your curiosity. I already got it. So when she was saying that, and she says like, oh my god, I love black dick, and I'm just sitting here like, man, this is like porn almost. You know what I mean? Like, how the way she was going. But I didn't give a shit because I was like, hey, they was right. This girl is a hoe. But
at least you got you some. At least you got you some, which is like, bonus.
Yep, exactly. And I thought that was it. I just thought she was just trying to satisfy her curiosity and to be the end of it. No, it was fucking not. Since that point, she would blow up my phone like all fucking day to just talk. She would basically be at work and she would just stare at me the whole entire time. If we found had some downtime, she would run over to the kitchen and like talk to me, and everybody was like, hey, come back out to the front, we need you. And she'd be like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like she would just try any moment just to go back there and talk to me. She would try to give me a ride home. I'd be like, nah, I'm good. And she would get mad. Bro, it was just on some weird shit. And then it got to a point to where it's like, and because the job was nearby the apartment I stayed in Colorado, I would go out the apartment to walk, and her car would be out there, and she would be like, "Oh wow, what a funny coincidence."
Oh my god, she was stalking you. That's
Exactly. You know what I mean? So she would be like, "Oh, what a coincidence. I was just about to leave from here because I just went back from my friend's house." I'm like, "Oh, really? All right, I guess I'll take a ride since that, you just so happen to be here." And then it started happening more, to where I would come out and she'd be like, "Hey, you need a ride?" And I'm just sitting here like, "Bitch, why the fuck why are you waiting out here?" And it got to
finished to wait outside for you.
Yeah,
binoculars.
Yeah, but so I got curious. So I used to go outside before I had to leave off from work, and I would just peer out to the parking lot, and you would see her drive up to our little parking lot driveway thing. She would be there and she would wait. Like, she would be there 30 minutes beforehand. I went at that bitch just to see was she already out there. Sure enough, she was already there 30 minutes before I had to leave off for work. So she would wait in her car for 30 minutes before I would leave out.
Bro, you must have like some super dick or something.
Bro, I don't even know. If you were to talk to her, she would tell you that my dick is the second coming of Christ. Like,
I mean, it happens with Nike quite a lot, to be honest.
Well, hey, there must be something about
he has fucking crazy girl. Like, they're normal, and then boom, he has sex with them, and then they go nuts.
Yeah, for some reason that seems to be a recurring thing with me. I think me and Nike may be related, bro, because it's just like there's something that goes down.
Oh, Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, for real. Oh shit, Super Smash Brothers. Hey, let's go. I'll go ahead and get my custom made Mario hat and just get like an S for Shin and get one for him that says N.
For Nike.
Yeah, for Nike. Although some people may think the N stands for something else, but hey.
Oh, hey.
But yeah, though, bro, it's like that chick was on some weird shit, and then it's like she used to always do that type of shit. She would like knock on the door whenever she think I would be home. She'd be like, hey, I mean, is he here? And all my roommates would be like, huh, what? You know what I mean? And then, they didn't know any better, so they were like, hey, somebody's here for you. But the thing about her is that it came to a point where she didn't even would knock on the door. She would just come in.
What?
She would just come in and head straight to my room. And my roommates didn't even say shit. They were just kind of like, oh, I guess she's here for him,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. And like she used to just come in and I used to be like, man, I'm trying to jet my dick to anime here. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my god. It's like my good friend Mills, he dated this girl, right? And then obviously gave her the dick, blah blah blah, and she went nuts. Like after they broke up, she climbed his window through the back, and when he got home from work, she was chilling on the bed.
Like, hey,
she was nuts.
Spiderbitch Spiderbitch
does whatever a Spiderbitch does.
She's a thot, she's a whore. Gonna get that dick some more. Look out, here comes the spider whore. Oh shit, that's a banger of a song, by the way. That's from Shin Black Records.
Hey, dropping.
Yeah.
When is it dropping? When is it dropping, though?
When is it dropping? Well, when this video comes out, so people can also kind of just
go download, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Go download the podcast here. Go ahead and take that clip out of context and add a beat to it. That should be fun.
Make it blow up on TikTok.
Hey, you know what? I think I should probably do that. Just go ahead and find like a female friend and be like, hey, for no reason, put on this Spider-Man suit. Yeah, for no reason, put on the Spider-Man suit. And also go ahead and like, twerk in the background. Thanks, pal. Like, yeah, I think I might have to do that shit. But yeah, though, man, this bitch was on some nutty shit, though, bro. She used to come in, knock, and things like that, and I guess this is the time where I should mention that she's a very racist white woman. You know what I mean? Like, she's very racist. The reason
she makes you call her massa in bed.
well, I mean, I'm pretty sure if I told her, hey, it's cool to say the word around me, she would probably start dropping the hard R's on me real quick.
Oh,
that nigger dick. But yeah, bro. Like, she was kind of on that racist type shit, and her family was racist, bro. Like, I remember her cousin had a job at the same place that we kind of had the job at. And her cousin basically just spilled the beans and was like, you know that she's racist, right? You know what I mean? Like, you know that, like, she, you know what I mean? All that type of shit. And I didn't believe her until she was showing me a picture. I'm just like, damn. They got, like, the Southern flag in their houses. You know what I mean?
Oh, God. Confederate flag, right?
Yeah, exactly, bro. And, like, then they had, like, and then I remember, like, her cousin went ahead and told on her. Basically, it was like, hey, you know, she's probably banging this black guy at work. And then they told her, like, hey, I mean, if this is true, we're going to disown you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, bro.
Oh, that's naughty. Ew.
Yeah, bro. It was some weird shit there. Yeah, it was some weird shit, man. And, like, you know, and when I went ahead and talked to her about it, I was like, yo, what's up with all this racist shit I keep hearing? And she just kind of like, well, no offense, but it's kind of like, I don't like black guys. And I'm just sitting here like, then what the fuck? Then why the hell you wrote my dick in that damn car? And she just kind of like, oh, because you're the exception. You're different. You know what I mean? What? She's basically to where it's kind of like, well, you're black, but you're not a nigger.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, bro. And like for some reason, she just, you know what I mean? So despite all that, she was obsessive. She was racist and everything like that. And like she just wouldn't leave me alone until I told her, hey, listen, I need you to leave me alone, bro. Like, and I basically called her annoying. I'm just in here like, you're annoying. You know what I mean? Like, just back off me. You know what I mean? Back off me. Don't talk to me. Lose my number. Like, fuck off with all this type of shit. And everything.
You were being too nice. I would have like shoved it down the stairs.
I mean, and the main thing about it is that the girl that I was talking to at the time, the one that I was in a relationship with, I was telling her all about this shit that was going on. So she was just like, yeah, she needs to go. You know what I mean? And even though they all had a job together, so there was some tension. You know what I mean? And so it was some wild times, but I finally just cut her off because I'm just like, nah, man. Like, nah, we basically haven't even fucked since that day, and you just been on me the entire time. Bro, like, there would be some times to where, like, I would be an asshole to her on purpose just so she can get mad at me and leave. Like, there were some times where she just would call and be like, hey, can I come over? And I'll be like, hey, listen, you ain't coming over unless you are here to suck my dick. Like, unless you planning on trying to suck my dick, fuck off. You know what I mean? And I would just say shit like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I would just say shit like that on purpose because normal females would probably be like, oh, fuck you, and then stop talking to me. Or at least I thought. You know what this girl did?
She came over and sucked your dick, didn't she?
She would come over, dude, she would come over, knock on the door, and I would be like, what's up? And she'll just be like, well, you told me I can't come over unless I, you know what I mean, did this. So, so are we doing it before or are we doing it after? I gotta, you know what I mean? And I'm just sitting here like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, I didn't even think you was even gonna show up. You know what I mean? And then there's sometimes where I just be like, you know, she's like, hey, on my little lunch break, can I come over? Even though it was on my day off, and I would be like, not unless you're trying to pay me $50, because I'm playing League of Legends, and I could use, like, this skin in the game. And sure enough, she would run her ass over here, and would be like, is this the league card that you were talking about? And she would have, like, the League of Legends prepaid card. You know what I mean? And I would just be like,
oh my
what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, I would just purposely say shit just to be an absolute ass. Like,
you know what? You know what, Shin?
What's that?
She was dickmatized.
Hey, exactly, bro. She had to be dickmatized, bro. And that's a good term, by the way. That's a good term. That bitch was dickmatized for real. And everything like that.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, bro.
That's a bit mad.
Yeah, it was wet. Yeah, it was weird, crazy shit. And I used to do that, and she still wouldn't go away until I finally cut her off. And I made sure to cut her off by ignoring her at work. But eventually, she quit her job anyway, and she went over to a call center. So I didn't have to see her at work. But when she would be on her break at that call center, she would still blow me up and try to come over during her lunch break and shit. So eventually I just had to cut her off and say all the stuff that I had to say, and I ignored her, like, completely. And whenever she would come over, I would tell my roommates, yo, when you see this bitch come here, tell her I'm gone, or tell her she can't be here. Wow. You know what I mean? And shit like that. And that's how bad it got, and no matter how much you cut her off. And then one day, she blew me up. Wait a minute, she used somebody else's phone and everything like that, to basically text me. And she's like, hey, we need to talk, it's very important, it's very important. And I'm saying, you're like, no, the fuck it ain't. And I would just not respond to it. And then she called on that person's phone, and I didn't recognize the number, so my mistake. So I picked up the phone, and I was like, yo, what's up? And she's like, I'm pregnant. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, good for you. And she's like, no, it's your kid. And I'm sitting here like, that's bullshit. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, she's trying to trap you.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. And so, basically, she would just be with all that shit by saying, you know, hey, I'm pregnant with your kid and everything. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. She made up a name on the fly, which I can tell she made up on the fly. She's like, okay, so what's the kid's name? And you picked out a name. And she's like, oh yeah, her name is Josephine Lee Cook. And I'm just like, Cook, that ain't even your last name. It ain't even my last name. What the fuck is who in the hell is a Cook? You know what I mean? You know, and I used to point that out, and I would tell her, yeah, sorry, I ain't buying that shit. And she would scream and all the type of stuff. And yeah, bro, I had to cut her ass off. That girl is crazy.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get good dick sometimes.
Yeah, dude, that chick was fucking crazy. But I didn't learn my lesson, of course, because while I cut her off, when I was dating another chick, and that chick was just making me unhappy, I was just really just mad and stressed out all the fucking time. And I just so happened to run into that little crazy ass fucking bitch at a Walmart, and she was, this has been so long, I'm just saying like that. And an idea popped in my head. I was like, you know what? Maybe we should hang out more. And I used to like go back and fuck her, basically, when I was dating this one other bitch, because I was just fed up and I was just stressed out and I needed something to take out my anger on. And what better way to take out my anger on was the chick that was begging for dick for like almost years, you know what I mean, and months. And yeah, so I didn't quite learn my lesson, because eventually I got back in contact with her and I started banging her again because I was dating some other bitch. And yeah, but I cut her off again. Yeah, exactly. But I cut her off again because I actually was glad to live again, and I didn't quite need somebody to take out my anger out on. You know what I mean? And shit like that. But yeah, man, that was a crazy bitch.
Hey, she was racist. She deserved that shit.
Yeah, bro. And I had to cut her off again because she went off on that crazy shit again. Then it went from, oh, since I know your new place, and now she's camping out at the front of my fucking parking lot of the new place I'm staying at. All of a sudden, she's stalking the girl that I was dating. And it went back on that crazy shit, and I was like, I knew I cut you off a long time ago for a reason. You know what I mean? So I had to redo that again, but I didn't learn my fucking lesson.
Yeah.
But that's just a roundabout way to say, don't stick your dick in crazy. I know this is supposed to be.
Did you learn your lesson now? Have you learned your lesson though?
Let me see. Past her, I dealt with that one chick that was nonsense, but that's the story for another day for that other chick I was dating. And then there was the time where I dated a cam girl, which is a story for another time, because holy fucking shit. That sounds
quite interesting, actually.
Oh, well, don't worry. Eventually, I'm gonna have to tell that story. Jesus fucking Christ. Dating her was.
Let's save that for a part 2, because
yep, exactly.
I gotta work tomorrow and all that.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do want to leave you with a it's not like a crazy story, but like I would like to get your perspective on this, right, as a guy and for the other guys that are watching.
Okay, gotcha. And by the way, I realized that my story traveled for like far too fucking long. That was a long ass story, so I want to apologize to y'all. My bad. I didn't even realize how long I went telling that story until I just looked at the timer. I was like, damn, that was over 10 minutes? Shit!
But it was interesting as hell.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so when I was on, my dating spree. Obviously, I wasn't looking to settle down or whatever. I went on Tinder, as people do, set up my profile, and there was this really, really, really cute guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was a brother, and it was like all nice and chocolatey and, you know, all the good stuff. And then I hit him up and we started talking, and he told me he was from Texas and he came here to do like an exchange program. And he wasn't in London, he was just like slightly north of London. But, you know, we got to talking, we had good chemistry, like, it was just, you know, good vibes. So he told me he was going to leave in like a week or something, but he wanted to meet up before he left. And we had agreed to go on a double date. Like, he was going to take one of his boys, I was going to take one of my girls, and then we were going to do mini golf. And we were talking, but then as the date approached for us to meet, like, he didn't confirm anything. So the day before, he didn't bring it up, he didn't text me, he didn't say anything. So I just kept quiet, like I didn't bring it up. And then the day came and left and we didn't meet each other. And, you know, he was just saying, oh, he was busy, he was so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, I kind of just like thought it over. I'm like, you know, you live in Texas, I live in UK. There's no way it's gonna work. Well, it could work, but it's just gonna be really hard. But, you know, we could be good friends. Like, who knows? Like, you never know what might happen in it in the future. And then he goes to me, but I really want to introduce you to my friend before I go. You're literally like a female version of him. I think you'll get along well. And I'm like, no, I don't really want to be introduced to your friend. Like, I'm interested in you, not your friend. And then anyway, he gave me this guy's number and puts us in contact. And he sent me a picture of his friend. I'm like, mate, he looks like the alien emoji. Like, I don't want to date him.
Damn,
I want to date you.
Hey, that's fucked up.
Look, yeah. The point is, if I have someone, that's the one that I want. I don't want. It's like I'm on a main mission. I don't want to do no side quests. I want the main mission.
I got you.
So, you know, because he was like a model and everything, and I'm like, yeah, okay. But yeah, he gave me his friend's number, and I started talking to his friend. And you know, he was okay. Like, he was alright. You know, he told me he works at JP Morgan, which is an investment bank, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then I said bye to the guy that I met that I talked to on Tinder as he left for Texas. And when he got back to Texas, we did text like a couple of days, and yeah, and then his phone just like died. The WhatsApp didn't get delivered, so I'm like, weird. So I asked his friend that was texting me, and he said, oh yeah, he blocked you because he found someone else and he's kind of really serious about it. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, well, that sucks. And then his friend just kept on messaging me. I'm like, oh, no offense, like, I'm not interested in you, I liked your friend. But you know, if you want to be friends, sure, why not, I guess. And we just talked, but we got along well. And he sent me a picture. Well, he was Ghanaian. He told me he was Ghanaian. He sends me a picture, and like, I am quite good to, like, I can see when someone's photoshopped their picture. But he sent me a picture, and this guy had blue eyes in the picture, right? Mm-hmm. But you can see it was photoshopped because the glare was identical in both eyes, and the reflection in like the pupil, like you could see it was the same one, just copied over.
What kind of self-hate shit is this?
I know, and I'm like, wait, why do you have blue eyes? And he goes to me, he was like, oh, my ex said my blue eyes were too distracting and too attractive, so now I wear brown contacts. I'm like, bro, no, this shit is Photoshop, like, don't play with me. But he kept it up, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is a joke, like, I've never met him, I don't know what his bands are like. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm like 6 foot, you know, I'm a banker, I'm 6 foot. I'm like, okay. And then I bring my heels to go meet him after work, right? Bro, he was literally the same height as me in heels, and I'm 5 foot, like literally 5 foot. Woo. I'm like, okay, this is a great start. you lied about your height. What else did you lie about? And then we dated for like 3 years, right? But then throughout the whole relationship, shit just never fucking added up. Like, we used to go on dates, but then it just randomly stopped. Like, in 3 years, we probably went on like 5 dates. But I didn't want to be that type of girl that was like, oh, you never take me anywhere, no. So, you know, I tried to be quiet and just support him in whatever he's doing. But he just kept on like, my uncle went on holiday, stayed at his house, and he was meant to come over, but then he was like, oh, my little brother is in hospital because he's got a hole in his stomach. And I'm like, oh shit, that's terrible. And this was like 9 p.m. He was supposed to meet me at like 7 or 8 or whatever. And he texted me and I'm like, oh, sorry about your little brother, I hope he's better, blah blah blah. So then he was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't see you for a while, I need to make sure my little brother's okay. I'm like, yeah, fine, totally fine, okay. And you know, if there's anything I can do to help, let me know, blah blah blah. His brother was okay, came out of hospital, and then we were meant to go on another date. And then his auntie died. I'm like, really? The auntie died the same day we planned our date? He's like, well, it's not like you can control these things. Okay, fair point. So I let that slide. And then when we planned another date, obviously like I let him grieve, you know, all that sort of stuff. Planned another date, and then he told me his other auntie died. I'm like, bruh, this continues, you're gonna run out of aunties. But okay, you know what? Death is death. You can't stop it for anyone. Let it slide. And then we had, I think it was like an anniversary dinner or something planned. He found out his dad had cancer. And I'm like, oof. Okay, like I don't know how to deal with this. So I tried to support him, try to be there for him. And I went to, so the hospital his dad was in was at London Bridge, right? So very central. And I always go past there on my way to work. So then I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll take his dad some fruits or whatever. Like a get well, like a nice gesture. So I called him up. I'm like, hey, like, I got your dad some fruits. Like, you know, do you want to meet me at the lobby and then we can go see him? And then he was like, oh, no. Like, my dad, he's quite, what's the word? He's feeling very self-conscious because he's got a bag attached to him. He doesn't want to see other people. And I'm like, oh, that's totally fine. I can understand that. Like, what if I just, you know, give the pamper to you and then you can give it to him for me? And he's like, oh, no, don't worry. And like, but it's literally on my way home. I can just drop by and see you. And then he was coming up with all these excuses. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. And then his dad was in hospital for like 6 months. And when he got out, then his mom got sick, like right after. And I'm like, this is a series of unfortunate events. Like, there's just no way all these things can happen to one person in such a short space of time. I just couldn't believe it. So I told my friends and they're like, oh, that's a little bit suspicious. So he always, he told me his dad is an accountant and his mother is a brain surgeon at this hospital. And one thing is that you can search, if you go on Google, you search for the hospital and they've got the list of staff members. So, because it was all a bit sus, like every time I went to his office, like we never went into the JP Morgan building, we always went to the building next to it. And he was like, oh, it's the client office, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of just believed him. So I kind of did some research online. I looked at the hospital. I looked in the neurosurgeon like page and stuff. His mom's name was not on there. And then he told me where he lived, like the address, the area that he lived in is like a really expensive area. We have an electoral registry where if you vote, your name's going to be registered to an address and you can find it online. Like, it's all online. I paid like, what, £12 or something just so I can get access to it. I searched up his name and he lived in like some dog shit area, like some really hood ghetto area, which is like, it's not a problem. I don't care what area, from just be honest with me.
Right.
And called him up about it. He was like, oh yeah. Like, I live with my mom, but my name is registered. Like, he just made so much shit up. And then I started working in a bank, like towards the end of the relationship. And then I realized, like, if you work at a tier 1 bank, the clients come to the big building with your logo on it. They don't go to some dodgy side building.
Yeah, it's true.
And when I worked there, everybody has Bloomberg. Like everybody who's in finance, who's like trading, who's a banker, they have Bloomberg if they're in a big bank. And JP Morgan's like one of the biggest banks. So what they did is they searched for his name on Bloomberg and he wasn't there. So it's like, I don't know, he was lying to me about his career, where he lived. I don't know if he was lying about his family, but it was fucking suspicious. He told me he had a Range Rover and he was going to come pick me up. But in 3 years, I never once rode in the Range Rover. Every time he was going to come pick me up, something always happened. And then, his brother borrowed the car and then he ended up giving his brother the car when he went to uni. And I'm like, this just doesn't fucking add up. Like, it just does not add up. I can't do it anymore. And then, yeah, broke up with him. And I found out the guy that I initially talked to on Tinder, I found his Instagram and I messaged him. I'm like, hey, it's been such a long time. How are you? Like, hope you're doing well in Texas, blah, blah, blah. And he texted me asking who I was. I'm like, we met on Tinder. Like, it's me, it's Rhiandoll from Tinder. It's like, oh, sorry, I don't have a Tinder profile. And all the pictures on his Instagram were the pictures this guy showed me of his body before we met.
Jeez.
Like, he was living a whole lie. Like, he was living a whole fucking lie. The more I look into it, it's just lie after lie after lie. I don't even believe that his dad had cancer and his little brother was sick. But it's like, why? How insecure do you have to be to lie about your entire existence?
Yeah, the thing about lying about yourself too is that now you gotta cover up a lie to cover up that lie. Then you gotta keep it consistent. It's like you gotta get a whole ass type of spreadsheet for all the lies you made up about yourself to keep up. So nobody can ever be like, hey, wait a minute, didn't you say you did this before?
Exactly, which is why I just got to the point. Like, I kind of believed it because I never work in finance, but he would always come back. Like, he would text me, he finished at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I'm like, what? That's not normal. But, I didn't know anything about finance. I'm like, okay. But then he would always, like, I would see him active on Snapchat or some shit, and then I would kick up. I'd be like, what the? And he would post, like, a picture of some girl in the office with him. I'm like, really? You ignore my text and you post a Snapchat with another girl? That makes zero sense. And then I just realized, like, why am I tripping? Like, and then that's when I got my job, and you get a job, you feel brand new, and I'm like, okay, cool, let me go get some 6-figure dick.
Right.
But it's like mad. I like Nike. I was literally telling Nike everything when it happened.
Right.
As it happened. And literally, he was just packing up. He was like, oh my God, Rhi, how could you be with him? Like, how could you be with him for so long? Just end it. And every time I see someone, he's like, make sure he's not like that Ghana boy.
Yeah, dead ass.
That's like the standard. Like, that's like the standard. And then ever since then, like if someone tells me they're Ghanaian, I'm like, PTSD. Like, I can't do this to myself.
Yeah, for real. Jesus, man. Woof.
Yeah. Like, how are you gonna lie about literally everything? I'm like, how can, okay, like, honestly, Shin, if you earn in like 6 figures, you work in an investment bank, you have a Range Rover, why would you be taking the bus home? Like, every time
I'm trying to save money. Yeah,
literally, I'm trying to save money and buy a house.
Yeah,
like, really?
Yep, exactly. I mean, he could at least played it off by saying that, he's going to be on that one TV show called Extreme to Cheapskates or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, he played it off for some, but it's like, nah, bro. It's like, that lie right there, bro, like, that shit right there would have been a deal breaker for so many women. Like,
I know, man.
No,
I was just trying to
talk yourself out of that.
Like, okay, so in the 3 years, oh wait, sorry. That's the call to prayer, so you might want to edit this bit out. We'll wait. It's only gonna be like a minute or so. But yeah.
While you are searching for that, I would just say this point here, which is when it comes to dating people through those apps and shit like Tinder and all that type of stuff, I never partook in none of those apps or nothing like that. But from what I hear from my friends, whether or not they're male or female, they tell me all the crazy stories.
Yeah, I feel like Tinder is where you can be someone who you're not, because if you don't actually meet them in person for a long time, you're never really gonna know the truth. Like, even for me, like, it was kind of like treading on eggshells, because obviously, like, he painted himself out to be this really successful man, and for me, I don't want to be that girl that's like always moaning and be like, oh, why you come out so late, or you never take me out on dates. Like, I didn't want to be like that monetary kind of person. And then in the whole 3 years, for his birthday, I bought him like designer stuff, because I'm thinking, oh, you know what, he's used to this sort of stuff, like I gotta keep it up. Plus, I worked in retail, so I got a really good discount. I got him a Mulberry purse, which was, I think it was like 400 something, but I obviously got a discount on it, and you know, I saved up and I got him that. My birthday, he didn't even get me a card. He didn't even get me a card that was like £1, or like he could have like picked roses from the side or something. I literally got nothing for my birthday, nothing.
The funny thing is that you can't even see the thing about him, that he put himself in that spot to where it's like, if you bragging about how you got this good of a job, you make this much money, this is the type of shit that you drive, you put yourself in a position where if you don't buy them anything for like a special occasion at all, people going, you know what I mean, like, you finna get the side eye.
Exactly. It's like, how do you have a Range Rover for 3 years and you not pick up your girl? Like, I dated this one guy who was a security guard, actually. Funny story. I was at a concert for August Alsina. I was in the front row. He was a security guard, and I was eyeing him up throughout the whole concert. And then during the break, I literally just like wrote on my on the notes on my iPhone. I was like, "You're really cute. Have you got Instagram?" Just tapped him on his shoulder and showed it to him. But yeah, we dated for like a month or so. Great guy. But he bought a car, and as soon as he bought the car, like that very day, he came to pick me up from work. So it's like, how you have a car for 3 years, a Range Rover, and not pick up your girl, or like not even just take her for a ride anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, see, he put himself inside that shit, and I'm pretty much sure that he probably gonna use like some dark side feel type of shit, and being like, I did nothing wrong. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, you dead ass this created this, oh, I'm a super successful dude, but hey, I'm looking for love on Tinder.
No, yeah, that's the thing. And then like once I started working in the bank, like with all these guys that be earning mad money, I realized that, you know, you can be stingy. Like, you can be stingy, you can be prudent, but if you're making 6-7 figures, you literally don't bat an eyelid if it's like a couple hundred, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You wouldn't even give a fuck if you were to just take somebody on a ride, because compare it with money, driving somebody around and just conversating is a lot more cheaper than driving them around, going to an expensive place to eat and driving them all around back. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Or you can just like, you know, I'm assuming if you have big pockets, you're gonna have a nice house with like, I don't know, shit, like a cinema or like a widescreen or some shit. Just like chill, you know, chill, watch TV, all that kind of stuff. But it's like, why'd you make up this whole lie about your life that you can't even live up to, and you have to keep on lying on top of lies? It's like the lying matrix, right? You get caught up in it.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's one of many wild stories. Maybe we should do a part 2, because I gotta go.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
dude.
Booty sleep.
Yeah, man. Like, we could definitely do a part 2 on this, for sure, because like there's a lot of stories to tell, man. Like, for all the guys that are in my server, I'll put the link in the description below. For all the people that's been in my server and everything, and sometimes when I be streaming Dead Space or Blood Rain, or when I'm streaming the game in there in general, I'll tell them stories about shit that
Me?
came down to me. You kind of know what I mean? Like, I got a lot of fucked up stories. Like, you know what I mean? And like, some of them know about my wild ass stories. And like, and for those people that be thinking I be lying and be capping, you know that one story I was just telling you about that girl that was parking in front of the thing? The girl that I was dating and I got the green light from, she's in the server. That's the girl that I used to date back in the day when all that shit was
Oh, damn. So you come in here with the receipts and everything.
Yeah, fucking exactly. So the girl that I was dating during that whole shit can go on, she's in the server. So people can definitely confirm that. She can tell you too that like that bitch used to fucking park out there. She used to come in not invited. She would just not even knock. You know what I mean? Like, we can, you know what I mean? Like, we can most definitely, you know what I mean, confirm, because it's like, I don't fucking count. You know what I mean? I got nothing to fucking lie about here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, yeah,
of
so,
course.
yeah.
This calls for a part too.
Yeah, exactly.
There's too much tea to be spilled for just one video.
Yeah, because right now, we went on the whole thing about co-workers. Probably in part 2, we can start this talking about this bad relationship stories in general. You know what I mean?
Yes, 100%.
In general, because bro, yeah, dude, because that cam girl shit was on some real fucked up shit. And for people that's thinking I'm capping, I'm not saying y'all guys can dig in my business, but I didn't exactly delete those tweets on Twitter. So all that drama shit still, you can still go back on my Twitter and scroll all the way up and find that shit. I don't even give a fuck if somebody were to bring that shit up. It's like, yep, I ain't a fucking liar. But yeah, dude, like, you can definitely scroll all the way up to my Twitter to the point where I used to be like, hey, I'm gonna be on Chatterbait with this person here. You know what I mean? You can still see it. You can still see the tweet.
I can't wait to listen to this one.
Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, I was doing the camming thing for like a little bit. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Let's do this. Okay, let's do an episode about relationships and like OnlyFans or Chatterbait stuff.
I mean, to be honest with you, you can combine that all into a circle, like dating people that do involve themselves in that type of stuff.
Oh, hell yeah. I can't say I've got that much experience, but I know friends who've dated cam girls, so this should be fun.
Well, there we go. And then basically we can get some of Riri's spicy takes on this.
Yes. And, you know, we can make a new jingle that's going to go on TikTok.
Hey, yeah, for real. It's the Spiderbitch. Or
Spider whore?
Spider whore. Yeah, there we go. Spider whore.
Bitch. Well, I don't know okay, what sounds better? Spiderbitch. Spiderbitch does whatever a Spiderbitch does. I don't know what sounds better. Can she do split? Well, I don't know. You're gonna have to think about that one, Shin.
Okay.
Or we can ask the audience. What do you guys prefer? Spider whore or spider bitch riding on your dick?
Okay, so people in the comments, if you guys are seeing this right here and you made it this far into this podcast episode, good on you. But you guys get to choose here. So the song me and Riri are gonna come up with, will it be titled Spider Bitch or Spider Whore? Okay, and whatever you guys come up with in the part 2, we'll go ahead and have the whole song ready. Because it ain't even a long song anyway. It's like, what, 4 paragraphs, I think?
Yeah, and then we can, perform it.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'll leave it to one of you talented people here in the comments to take our little song and put a beat behind it. Or put a little tune behind it or something. And then I will post that on YouTube, and that will be my YouTube thing for the rest of my videos for like a good month.
It can be the national horror anthem.
Oh, that's true. So
every time we have every time we have like a holy story, you can just like play the intro and people just know. Oh
shit, yeah, hell yeah. Let's do that. So when I go on the trail about and this fucking bitch, let me tell you something. It's gonna just lead straight to the spider or spider bitch. There we go. Hey, that sounds like a plan. So I'll let you guys decide to comment, choose Spider Bitch and Spider Hole. But in the meantime, I know you gotta go off and wage slave, so I feel you on that. Cause Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm working 12-hour shifts, so I won't really have a life Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week because it's back-to-back 12-hour shifts.
Man, I feel you. I do like 11 and a half hours staring at a computer screen. But hey, this is adulthood. This is what we do to get that money.
Exactly. Because all these anime figures can't buy themselves. So, sad.
This is true. I do need to get a new Levi Ackerman one, to be honest.
How many of that nigga do you have anyway?
Look, okay. I don't have any. Okay, I have a Levi like husbando pillow. I've got Sasuke and Itachi Nendoroids, but I want like a Levi, not a Nendoroid, but I want like a PVC figure of Levi. Yeah, I'm gonna have as a display case, so it's gonna have all my anime memorabilia. I already know what I'm gonna have in it. I'm gonna have my Itachi Sasuke Nandroid, I'm gonna have a Levi figure, maybe something to do with Mikasa, and then I'm gonna have Pokemon Johto League badges just on the display case. I'm gonna have Minato's Thunder God kunai as well, and I think I'm gonna have some shurikens from Naruto, and you know that wait, do you watch Naruto?
I used to.
Is it Azum? Oh fuck, I forgot his name. He was the squad with Shikamaru, Choji, and Ino. I forgot his name. Azuma. He got that really cool like knuckle. I don't know, like a knuckle blade thing. So yeah, basically all of the Naruto weapons, I'm gonna have that in like miniature form. And then I think I'm gonna have the basement key, Eren's basement key from Attack on Titan. And then on top, I'm gonna have like a Bleach, Byakuya's sword from Bleach. I've like got it all planned out in my head.
Good. That's a good plan to have, to be honest with you, because there's a lot of people that just want the type of shit, and then when they finally get the money for it, they forget. They're like, so what did I want again? Because
it's gonna be the main piece. This is gonna be the main piece in my house. Like when I come in, it's gonna be, you know, just there. Everybody gonna know I'm a weeb.
Hey, I mean,
I'll send you pics.
Okay.
I'll send you pics when it's all done.
Okay, thank you. So send me them pictures, shawty. But I will say one thing though, there's no shame in buying this type of shit as long as you are on top of your bills and you pay your bills and you do your and you know what I mean, and you handle your adult shit. Nobody can tell you shit about you have these figures, because for example, right, I'm talking to you and I'm wearing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pajamas. I'm a 32-year-old dude. Right behind me I have like a bunch of weeb ass type of shit. And I have the Master Sword, and I have the shield from the Legend of Zelda, you know, in the back. And
there is absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
like
exactly, and there's nothing wrong with it because I pay
as long as you exactly. You know what? It's like them guys what pay big money for like Jordans and Louis Vuitton, but then they don't even own a house. Like it's priorities. But we'll get to that next time.
Yep, exactly. So while you send me these pictures and all that good shit, I'll just go ahead and do our closing. So for guys, once again, let us know, should we do the Spiderbitch song or the Spider Whore song? So leave that in the comments for me if you would. I do have a Discord for all the people that are fans of the channel, so I'm gonna leave the link below, so feel free to click that link, say hello to me. You can even say hello to Rhi over here, even though she barely talks in this bitch. She recently got Discord married to a random dude she don't even know in the fucking server, because she said fuck it.
Hey, let's do it.
Yeah, exactly. She said fuck it, let's do it. And then she got hitched with a dude on the server, but I mean,
I don't even know his name. I don't even know what he's called.
Exactly.
I was just like, okay, let's get married.
Exactly, you know, and how ironic that this thing is talking about hoes at work, male or female, and she out here marrying niggas the first time she see them.
Hey, Discord hoes.
Yeah, Discord hoes. But hey, feel free to click that link, people. Say hey inside the server, say hey to Riri, say hey to me, say hey to her Discord husband in there, Seth.
Whose name I do not know. Oh, his name is Seth.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Hello, Discord husband, Seth.
Yeah.
Shout outs to
Hey, shout out Seth, you light-skinned motherfucker. But yeah. But yeah, though. So feel free to say that, hey, people, and I hope you guys enjoyed this enough, and that you will look forward to part 2, where we just gonna talk about crazy relationship stories in general. Cause boy, I'm gonna dump some shit on y'all. Yeah, y'all bros ain't ready. But for those that already told the story, you already know this about to be some wild shit. But yeah, so I hope you guys do look forward to the part 2. But hey, in the end, this has been Shin Black, and this has been
Riri. Make sure you like and subscribe, guys.
Of course, and I'll also link her Twitch page so you guys can check out her Twitch whenever she streams, which is once every 2 years.
UK's #1 deadbeat streamer.
Hey, let's go! That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah. So hey guys, that'll be it. So in closing, I hope you guys enjoyed. We already did our plug, so with that being said, take care. I'll see you guys next video. Peace out.